Good morning, everyone. Across Quebec, we are having elections for the municipalities, and the advance poll has been extended by a day, October 30th and 31st. And the actual poll is November 7th. Now, the idea is to spread it out as much as possible to avoid any kind of crowds. So that's great. I've been trying to figure out how to address this on the West Island News. We have on the West Island alone, I think we have about 10 to 12 cities, and you need to see all these people. If you're living in the district, there's the mayors that are running. In demerged cities, you've got the mayors that are running. In Pierrefonds and Lachine, you've got teams. You've got 3 teams from what I gathered, about 3 teams. I could be wrong. And those 3 teams have 6 or 8 people on them. So we've got 10 or 12 cities. We've got 8 councilmen. In most cities, 6 to 8 councilmen. And I want to show you all these people, but I've been sitting here trying to figure out how in the heck I can get all that done. I can't. I give up. I surrender. You need to do the platform thing. You need to look through everybody's platform. You can see the signs up on the streets. Pay attention, demerged cities. You are voting for a mayor and a councillor. They are not a team. They don't have to be a team. They can be a team, but it is not compulsory. You can run as an independent. So as a councillor, I can run as an independent, while the mayors run as an independent as well. And you choose your mayor. Just because you choose one mayor doesn't mean you have to choose the councillor that they're necessarily affiliated with. You can do what suits you. I think that's a pretty good way of doing things. I like that aspect. They've been talking about putting that in at the Canadian, at the federal level, so that you can vote for your leader, but you can also vote for you can vote for the governance of the country, but you can choose your preferred representative in your riding. So I think that's a fair way to do it. I think that's pretty democratic. What I am offering to all you candidates out there must be 100 something of them. I'm offering you, somebody did this, they did a Zoom for their own constituency, and it worked out quite well. There was a moderator. So this candidate did a Zoom meeting and invited her constituents to look on. And at the end of the session, after the presentation, she offered it up to questions. That's debatable. I find we're getting a little bit hostile on the internet these days, and I'm not sure I would be ready to take that kind of onslaught, but I do recommend a Zoom moderator for those that are gonna try this. What I'm offering to every candidate, every city, every person that is running, independent, otherwise teamed up, otherwise, if you are going to host a Zoom meeting, and I recommend you do for your constituents, I am willing to post your Facebook event link to the West Island News page where everybody can check, see what Zooms are happening in their region. You will know which district is yours because you have to see the poll, the signs on the polls. Example, District 8 in Dollard, I believe I've got the right one, is Malik, and another couple of people running. I have some interest in that area, so I just happen to know that one off the top of my head. But you've got different, every city has divided their city into 6 or 8 categories, districts, and you get to vote for that district. So if you want to attend a Zoom, you're going to look at the Dollard, District 8, and so on. So that's how I think we can do this. I want you to ask your representatives to do a Zoom. I'm not hosting the Zooms. I have nothing to do with the Zooms. What I'm offering the candidates is a way to reach their constituents. I find it's one of the hardest things we have to do. I am also running in my city, so I'm fully aware of what's going on. It's a little more difficult with COVID and the confusion, and you don't know when to ring. Should I ring on Thanksgiving? Everyone's home. Don't ring on Thanksgiving because everybody's relaxing. It's not a comfortable feeling to knock on your door and ask you for your time in the middle of a weekend when we know you're resting. It's also not comfortable to ring during the day when we know you're likely working. So this, I think, would be a great way for those of us that want to do it a little bit more technologically advanced. Let's have Zoom meetings. I will share those event links for all candidates throughout the city, throughout the cities, through all the cities on the West Island. You send them over to me, send me the links. I will attach them to my event link page where we put all the events. We try really hard to gather events and attach them to the West Island News. In attaching them, we try and give people a place to look for like a consolidated list of what's going on this weekend. So you head over to my event list on the West Island News, and guess what? Everything you need to know for the weekend should be there, or whatever night, whatever. So the Zoom meeting, in my idea, was a pretty decent way to get people to see their candidates, get it done. Like on a Wednesday night when it's dark outside, let's face it, it's dark at 6:30. I don't know I'm not very comfortable going door to door at 6:30 at night when it's dark like that. So I would even actually hesitate to open the door at that hour. So it's gotten very, very dark out very, very quickly, it feels to me. And I love the idea of having these Zoom meetings where people can, let's take something from this pandemic and make it work. We want to meet our constituents. Everybody wants to. It's getting it done is complicated. So send me your event links. I will attach them to the West Island News, and I want you to reach out to your potential candidates, whoever you're looking at, and ask them to do an event, and then the Zoom. And then, I don't have to necessarily attend one that's happening in Kirkland. I have no interest there, so it doesn't really bother with me. But the Kirkland residents of that district will be able to hone in on their own constituents and see how they feel about it. And if it's done one candidate at a time, then there's the debate isn't there. I agree, but I find the debates end up contentious. Everyone's talking on top of each other. There's always one that's got more powerful voice or less of an elegant way of conducting themselves. So you end up with the person that's quieter or more polite gets bulldozed. And I feel that in itself doesn't give us a very good view of the person. So if the person isn't rude enough to bully the other person back, then you really don't know what that person stands for. And that doesn't mean they're not good. That just means they're not a bully. So I think we've had enough of that. So I think what we need to do is, this could be a great way. So I'm offering it up. The site is yours for me to post. I will post everything you want on the Facebook page, on the West Island News event link. And I think that's a decent way of getting us informed and making an informed decision on October 30th, on October 31st, as well as November 7th. I think it could work. I think I'm going to be having a Zoom, guys. What do you think? All right, so spread the word. Send it to your elected officials. Send it to the people in the riding that you live in, and let's get this party started. We've got about, I think, 2 weeks to go, or 2.5 weeks to go. So let's get some Zooming on. Let's Zoom and make this pandemic. It taught us how to Zoom, so let's use the Zoom. Have a good one, guys. Have a great day. It's gorgeous out. Enjoy.